Leo is a new Netflix original animated movie that follows an iguana named Leonardo, aka Leo, voiced by Adam Sandler. This is a comedic slash musical movie. And like I said, it follows Leo, an iguana, who finds out that he's going to turn 75 soon and thinks that he is going to die. So he decides that he is going to escape captivity because he is a classroom pet and finally live his life and do something with it. It's a very good movie, actually. I honestly enjoyed it. I was surprised in a lot of ways because I didn't hear a lot about it. And, you know, Adam Sandler, I love a lot of his work, but sometimes it can be hit or miss. But this was a really good movie. Very comedic. I love a lot of the humor. It really worked for me, which was a good thing. The musical aspects weren't too good. A lot of the songs were just kind of meh and forgettable in my opinion. And the story, for the most part, really worked for me. I thought Leo's journey to discovery of what it meant for him to live a meaningful life was pretty much interesting. Like, he connects with these kids because when he decides to leave or try to escape, he's taken home by a lot of the students and he connects with them, which is like the big point of the movie. And through his connection with these kids, he learns what is meaningful for him, which is something he didn't have in his past. So I really liked that aspect of the story. It was really good, very interesting, and I think for the most part it really worked for me. Fun, enjoyable movie. Adam Sandler does a decent job voicing Leo. He just kind of does like an old man type voice, but it works. He's on point. His comedy is pretty good, and overall it's just an enjoyable movie. I do recommend you go watch it if you haven't seen it. I give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, an 8 out of 10 sounds good. Not perfect, but really enjoyable. So I want to get into spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie, you know, now's your chance to leave. Good movie, go watch it. It's on Netflix. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So like I said, this movie follows Leo and Iguana. In the beginning of the movie, there's like a newish class, I believe they're a new class, who finds out that their teacher is going to leave and they're going to get like a permanent sub for the rest of the year. Their teacher's pregnant, so it's going to just take her out for the rest of the year because she has to have bed rest. And then new substitute teacher comes, and at first they think they're going to take advantage of her and everything, and you know, they're going to have a blast. But it turns out it's this very old, mean teacher who has been a substitute for a very long time. And one of the things she does is she decides to make the students take Leo home. He's been stuck in the classroom for, like I said, 74 years. I don't think he's ever been taken home. And if he has, it's just been a long time. So the students, one by one, slowly start taking him home. And the first one who takes him home is this kind of chatterbox kid who is constantly talking and talking and talking. And Leo tries to escape from her room, and she accidentally hurts him, and he speaks. And she's like, "You can speak?" So he tells her that, "Oh, only you can hear me because you're special, and I really wanted to talk to you." So this is where his journey starts with his first student, where he tries to help her move past her talking a lot. And she knows she talks a lot, and she can't really move past it. And he's like, "Well, one way you can do it is by asking questions." So the next day at school, she's talking a lot and talking a lot. And then she goes to the popular kids and she starts talking a lot again. But then she remembers, like, maybe I should ask a question. So she asks one of the popular girls a question about the substitute. And the popular girl really likes this. So she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm going to invite you to my birthday party." So she becomes very happy and everything. And then the end of that day, that weekend, another kid is chosen to take Leo home. At first, that girl wants to take him again, but the teacher's like, "Nope, we have to take turns. Everyone needs to take a turn." So the next kid takes him, and he's a kid who has this drone that is pretty much a helicopter parent. Like, it does everything for him. Their parents are very protective. And this is where the story doesn't work so much for me. A lot of these kids learn good lessons, but a lot of time it doesn't make any sense. The lesson this kid learns is that he has to write a Dear John letter to this drone to say, hey, stop hovering over me and trying to take care of me. Like, let me be myself. And the drone does that, although he becomes very depressed and sad. So this is pretty much how we go. Like, each kid takes Leo home and starts learning a lesson. Some of them good, some of them not so good. There's this popular girl who takes him home, and her lesson is that she's not that special. She's like, yeah, I'm not that special. Which a rich, spoiled kid wouldn't just accept that right away. But, you know, it does make sense. You know, rich people, rich, spoiled people, it's like, you're not that special, you're just rich. Which does make sense and should be a reality check for them. But it doesn't really work as a lesson to a little kid. But like I said, slowly but surely, all the kids in the class take them and they learn lessons. And they really like Leo. And they start leaving their cell phones at school so he can talk to them. Which shows they really like him. But eventually they end up finding out that he has told everyone in the class that they're all special and that he only talks to them. So they get very mad and they kind of like ditch him. They no longer want to talk to him or anything. But as he was teaching them all lessons, the class was improving as a class and the substitute teacher was getting praise. So they eventually win this big prize to go to this amusement park. This is where the climax in the movie happens. So the substitute teacher finds out that Leo could talk, and Leo ends up helping her too, because like I said, she's just been a mean teacher throughout the movie. But it turns out that she always wanted to be a teacher because she had a teacher that she really loved, but she never got a full-time teaching job. She just was a substitute all the time. So she was very sad about that, and it just kind of made her a bad teacher because she would just come in and teach for a little bit and then she would just be kicked out. So she connects with Leo and decides that, you know, I'm going to take you back and, you know, connect with the kids. But she ends up getting all the praise for all the work Leo did, turning the class around and turning all the students into good students. And, sorry, I'm a little sick. She's about to get a full-time job, but she thinks that if Leo shows up and says, hey, I can talk, then she'll lose those opportunities. So she decides to take all the credit of Leo's work, and she takes Leo to the Everglades, letting him free to live his dream. But eventually, Leo's friend who was in school, a turtle, Squirtle the turtle, who I haven't mentioned because honestly he doesn't do much. He's pretty much just jokes and kind of tries to help one of the students, but he's only really important for the climax of the story. He tells all the kids that, hey, I can talk to. The teacher was lying. She took Leo and took him somewhere. He didn't just run away because the kids realized that, hey, we do like Leo and we were just kind of being ridiculous of turning our backs on him. So all the kids decide to leave the amusement park and go to the Everglades to save Leo. And then they do end up saving Leo from a bunch of alligators and stuff. And the movie ends in a happy note with the students moving on to the next grade, learning that they need to work together to, you know, be happier and really help each other. And the substitute teacher redeems herself and she ends up getting a full-time job with kindergartners, and she takes Leo and Squirtle with her. So everyone lives semi-happily ever after. Like I said, it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie. The animation is decent. There's nothing crazy or spectacular. It's just solid animation. One thing I will point out is that there's kindergarten students that have like big round heads. And it's funny, but it's also a little jarring. You're like, why do these kids look so weird, like monsters, but everyone else pretty much looks normal? I liked it, but it was also just kind of like, what? Moment. But overall, a great movie. I really enjoyed it, and I recommend you go watch it. Like I said, it's on Netflix. It's been on there for a week. I wanted to do this video earlier, but I've been sick. I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm good enough to get this video out finally out there. So I do recommend it. It's a fun, good, solid movie. 8 out of 10. If you watched it, do you like it? Did you hate it? What did you like? What did you hate? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.